Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Matt here, and we back with another episode on Matter of Fact MMA. So, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. A little bit different from your average MMA. Cause man, they got me. Like when I saw the interview, they got me, bro. Today we're gonna have to just touch on a couple of things real quick about this BKFC main event between Platinum Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold at 185 pounds, bare knuckle boxing, throwing them things, bare. Ain't no gloves. It's just straight fists and bones and people getting hurt. So anyway, bro. So what we gonna get into today is BKFC main event. Luke Rockhold stepping in there with Platinum Mike Perry at 185 pounds. And I gotta say, the interview I'm referring to is on the MMA Hour. Ariel Wani interviewed at the same time Luke Rockhold and Platinum Mike Perry. And it was chef's kiss. It was magnifique. It was bro. If you haven't seen it yet, you got to watch it because it sold me on the fight. Like I wasn't really too worried about it. I know what goes on in BKFC, but I don't really watch it like that. I catch the clips, you know what I'm saying? Little clips after, you get on little Insta, you get on little YouTube, you catch your little clips, you know what I'm saying? But man, when I saw this interview, man, it sold me on that fight because when you look at it, I'm gonna just say right now, I think Mike Perry is gonna do Luke Rockhold dirty. Like I think he's gonna do him dirty. He's for sure gonna stop him, but he might knock him out. But I'm for sure he's gonna stop him. And so let's get off into that. So in that interview, you could tell from the interview, Luke Rockhold is doing his typical like alpha, like I'm that guy type spiel, and like he knocks out everyone that he fights, which he doesn't. He's more known for his grappling. When it comes to strikes, he's more known as a kicker than a puncher. He's more known for his hands, for his knees. I'm sorry, not for his hands, for his feet, for his knees, for his grappling, as opposed to his punching. So, with all of that being said, he's really talking a good game. Like he's going to go out there and he's going to knock out Mike Perry. He's going to put hands on him. He's going to stop him. None of this, in my opinion, none of it's going to happen. Because all Mike Perry kept talking about is as Luke Rockhold is talking about his career and talking about his training and things previously, Mike Perry just keeps saying, man, it's not boxing. It's not bare knuckle boxing. And I don't think Luke Rockhold understands these two things are not the same. At the end of the day, it's just not. Paulie Malignaggi goes in there, former boxing world champion. He realized it's not the same thing. The angles are different. The intensity is different. You got to really be a dog. Like you really got to be willing to go in there and throw hands, you know what I'm saying? Throw these things, you know what I'm saying? And I know that there's definite skill involved, which is what Mike Perry was alluding to. But it's more specific to its bare knuckle boxing skill. It takes a certain intensity to know that you're probably going to get horribly cut, horribly disfigured, but you still have to go in there and you have to technically throw hands because you have to be careful. You can't just go out there like Luke Rockhold is talking and literally try to just take the dude's head off, because if you do land that shot, you're breaking your hand. So that's the end, and then he's going to piece you up after. There's a certain skill level to it, and it's more about the angles. And someone that truly understands punching, that's one thing, or boxing, that's one thing. Which again, Luke Rockhold is not the best boxer. He doesn't have hands, you know what I'm saying? He's got top pressure hands. He's got grapple in the clinch hands, elbows, knees, kicks. Primarily, I would say Luke Rockhold is almost a guy that uses his kicks as a jab, as opposed to using a jab. So, I think Luke's really going out here and he's trying to talk a good game, but he sounds like typical Rockhold every fight. Now I'm healed up. Now I'm 100%. It's like, come on, Luke. Like, how many fights you gonna have where you wasn't 100%, bro? Like, come on, man. Every fight you come in, say, I'm finally healed up. I'm 100%. Man, come on, bro. Like, I mean, what did you have left? Like, you was one armed in this fight, and you came in with both arms, but I'm missing one leg, and in this one, I got all of this. But I mean, come on, dude. And he's talking about these guys' intensity back. Man, yeah, you got your intensity back, but this is different, bro. This is different. And you have to be willing to go through the fire. Now, granted, at the end of the Paulo Costa fight, he showed he was still going to be there. He was still going to fight with everything that was in him. But his body gave out, bro. He was done. He didn't have he talks about, the altitude got him, you know. But at the same time, man, it's more than just stamina. It's also a stamina for getting your cheekbones bashed, your orbitals broke, and getting disfigured, like cut, you know. And if you're willing to go through that, okay. But I have a feeling that once, when the metal meets the road, so to speak, Mike Perry really starts laying those angles and those hands on him, I feel like Luke Rockhold is gonna look for a way out. He's gonna get stopped or he's gonna get knocked out, in my opinion. Now Luke could shock me and go out there, but I mean, everyone views that Paulo Costa fight different at the end. And granted, Luke Rockhold was out there, cursing him out and still throwing hands, but they weren't good punches. They weren't good hands. And frankly, what we marveled more about was the heart that he really didn't just find a way out of that fight. But skill wise, he was cooked. He was done. Like Paulo was putting it on him. I think Paulo could have got him out of there, but I almost felt like he kind of had a little bit of sympathy for him, kind of felt bad for him. But Paulo was cooking him. And I think he more marveled at the fact, like, Jesus, like, Luke Rockhold is still in this. Like, and then he did get caught once, maybe twice at the very end, but it was kind of like, whatever, bro. So, and Luke keeps talking about it. He's not going to be, you're not going to be able to find him. One moment he talks about it, he's going to be elusive. You won't be able to find him. Well, Luke, part of you being elusive are leg kicks and body kicks. You don't have that in this. So I don't really see you being too elusive. He's still draining himself to make 185 pounds. So, less fluid around the brain, less water, a little bit more dehydration. He definitely could get knocked out easily. His size is going to be negated in this fight because he can't really use his kicks, his body work as far as body kicks, his leg kicks. He can't grapple, so the size is negated. It doesn't really matter. Straight up, platinum. Mike Perry's going to go out there and do him dirty. I feel like he's either going to knock him out or he's going to stop him. I'm not going to go into the round, but let's just, I say round two. If Luke makes that a round one, round two. Now I could be shocked, and I'd be more than happy to come back on here because if you all have been watching my videos, your boy will make some wrong picks. This one I feel like I got it right, but you got to look at that interview, Ariel Helwani, MMA Hour. It was gold. Like, it was just Luke Rockhold using every alpha bro tactic that he could come up with to talk and speak. And Mike Perry just kind of chilling because I think, Mike Perry knows what, I think a lot of people know. Like, come on, Luke, this is another payday for you. And you're going to get out here and you're going to catch these hands. And that's what that is. So I just kind of wanted to kind of drop in and touch on that. As far as the UFC card, there's been a ton of weight misses, but kind of is what it is. As far as I know, I believe all the fights are still intact, but I mean, they sold me with that interview. That Mike Perry, Luke Rockhold fight is going to be great. Just to see Luke Rockhold get done dirty again. Because at this point, his attitude, his demeanor. This is the last thing I'm going to say about Luke Rockhold. And I'm not trying to bury the man, but you got to call a spade a spade. You got to be real in it. All right? You got to be 100. Bro, Luke Rockhold's biggest enemy toward the middle to latter end of his career, at least after he got the title. Let's say after he beat Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold's biggest problem after that is his ego. It's his ego. That's just what it is. he's just so alpha. He's just, he's got that alpha man's man type A personality, bro. And that don't get you a lot of ways. This is not the time when you were in Strike Force, okay? This is not, and I know you weren't, you know, doing your thing this far back, but this is not in the heyday of Chuck Liddell, of Ken Shamrock, of Tito, Tito Ortiz. This is not that time period. You know what I'm saying? And when you were coming in and you defeated Chris Weidman, bro, and I know you were the Strike Force World Champion as well. I used to watch Strike Force. I used to watch you, bro. It's not that day and time. And I mean, you can't psych yourself up that you're the manliest man and you're going to win this fight. It's just not what's going to happen. His biggest, enemy has always been his ego, because he's never been able to humble himself, dumb himself down, get back to the basics, focus on what got you to the dance, and get out there and do your thing. So it is what it is. I'm going to be checking out both cards. It's going to be interesting. I want to thank you again for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the feedback, all the comments, all of the emails, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.